Sunshine's Corner, brought to you by Pensacola Parks and Recreation.
And good morning, everybody. It is, I got this from Dan, it is Friday. Get it? Yes, it's Friday. Oh, let's exhale together. But you know what? You stepped into the hottest spot that is in Pensacola. That's Sunshine's Corner. And as we always do by starting off our show every day, make sure you tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. The place that's going to keep you entertained, informed, and give you all the knowledge that you need is right here. Right here, each and every weekday from 9 until 10, Sunshine's Corner going to deliver it up to you. And today is no exception. And as always, I ask you to be a part of the show. You can call us up at 850-432-7768. You can call or text that number. You can ask the guest questions. You can talk to the guest about what's going on with them. You can ask me or text it to them, and I'll ask you for them. For you. So today is not going to be any exceptions. We're going to start it off today because we've got my good friend, longtime friend, Cory Knight in with us today. Hey, Cory.
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm doing marvelous.
Good,
it's just so good.
Awesome.
Look, I'm so glad that you took the time to get up with me today.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you are such a, what can I say, a staple in the community.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a person that always inspire.
Right.
You're doing things that's positive.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, encouraging, uplifting our youth.
Yes, ma'am.
And all I can say with that is, thank you, thank you, thank you. We need more people like you.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, a young entrepreneur.
Yes, ma'am.
Teaching people how to do things on their own.
Exactly.
And we were talking before we got on set, and I said, no, stop. We got to talk about that when we get in here.
Yeah.
But Cory, you do so much, and everybody know about your work and what you do and how you support in the community.
Right.
But I want them to hear that story because I'm also encouraging young people today to start something of their own, to be those young entrepreneurs that's going to carry the legacy on and be your own boss.
Right.
And because you can do that.
Exactly.
But you were telling me how your parents even motivated you,
yes.
and the trend that you had, how you were working. I'm not gonna take it away, but I want you to tell it because there's so much more emphasis there when you tell it, so that people can see how Cory got to where he is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's try to sum it up, but get to the points, keynotes. Give what people really need to hear. The young adults, kids, they really need to see people that looks like them.
Exactly.
I'm just being honest.
That's
that
right.
Looks like them, and they don't have many influences or positive role models in the community, not even in their household.
Absolutely.
So with me and myself and my story, it really goes back to childhood.
Right.
Just to sum it up real quick, the first 24 years of my life.
Young thing.
Yeah, I experienced a lot. 21 of those years was in New Orleans. I grew up in New Orleans.
Now I did not know that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Now I get the who that. Okay, go ahead.
Right. Yeah, and it was. I love New Orleans, and it was a lot going on.
Right.
It was a lot going on.
Right.
To sum it up, and I had a friend of mine that was murdered in high school at school, and we seen so much of that growing up, from the neighborhoods to going out having fun. I mean, we seen murders all the time. So it was like, my mama told me 3 years in a row, you going by your dad in Pensacola? You going by your dad in Pensacola? I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Well, until then, close friend of mine was killed at Jomo. I mean, at high school. Rest in peace, Jomo. And she was like, that's it. She did not let me go back to school in the month of May. It was close to end of school. And I was in Pensacola probably like the end of May. She was like, boom,
really? Your mama said, okay, now it's no question.
Right, no question. So I ended up going to PHS and finishing high school. And silly me, graduated. And I had to do night school, had to do summer school, had to do, everything just to get right, and refocus. Pensacola was a place that I felt like it was behind time at the time, stuff like that.
Can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
Some of it still is.
Yeah,
we're
I
still
didn't want to say
growing.
that. I didn't want to say
We're
that.
growing. We're growing.
Right. I've seen a lot of growth here, so it helped me out a lot. Just got me out of the element. It just put me in a place where I can see people just riding around with their windows down. It was simple things that were just big to me.
Right. Because you couldn't do that at home.
No, not definitely not. So it was bad. It was bad, and I think I probably lost like 50 something associates and friends just in my teenage years.
Oh my God.
And you got to add on how many killed them on top of that.
Exactly.
It was I feel like it was normal.
Right.
But when I got here, I learned it was traumatizing. you know, as later. Like,
Of
I
course.
thought that was how life was supposed to be.
Exactly.
You know, it made you tough. It made you stern. It made you aware. It made you very defensive.
Right.
You had to be. But coming to Pensacola, it was like once I adjusted, went to PHS, and I met another friend of mine from New Orleans that was at my old high school at PHS. Clicked up. And then I just got to meet everybody, you know. I just smile all the time.
But that personality of yours, it draws them in anyway.
Right. You know, so I just made a lot of friends real fast, you know, and life started just moving forward.
Right.
And I knew one day I wanted to do my own thing, so I was just trying to find my path. I just
Right.
felt like school wasn't for me.
Right.
Military wasn't for me.
Right.
So as time went on, I was working at Burger King
Right.
here on Mobile Highway, you know, and had a nice little crew over there. We had a good time, and I learned a lot.
Absolutely. You going through a process.
Yeah, a lot of things my parents taught me, you know, the being on time, you know, being in order, you know, doing the job right.
Right.
You know, I had a supervisor, Gerald, over there. Gee, that's my big brother. Even today, you know, I call on him and get that same advice. But that stuff just propelled me. Move on to Pete Moore Chevrolet. I was supervisor over there.
Did you really?
Yes, yeah, supervisor at Pete Moore Chevrolet. And
God,
from there,
I'm learning so much about you today.
yes, yeah. And I was young, like 20, you know.
Oh
and,
my God, wet
yeah.
behind the ears.
Yeah, super wet. and still doing crazy stuff, trying to find my way. You heard me? So, it just time had just was passing, and I had 2 kids early. That made me grow up a lot sooner. From Pete Moore, things just propelled. I went out to international paper at a young age, and we was part of the new building, the $81 million facility out there in McDavid.
Right.
We was the first hires there. And
that's amazing. I never knew this.
yeah, so when I went there, I had an interview. I just told my ACL playing basketball at UW. So I'm sitting in this interview, in the interview, and I'm in the hot seat with 10 people around, 9 people to be exact around. I'm the 10th person.
Right.
And you know, I was just being me, and it was a big opportunity for me at that time.
Of course.
You know, so when I was there, I was just being myself, and they asked me a lot of questions. I ended up turning the interview on them. Like, we're all having a good time. By the time the interview was over with, it lasted about 30 minutes. And they interviewed 1,300 people. And Miss Karen was a human resource lady she was in that interview. She's like, you had the best out of almost 1,400 people. She said every supervisor manager was lipping their chops. And I'm like, I'm just being myself.
Right.
You know, and like, I want him. So when they hired me, I went out there, and I was out there for 3 years, no experience. We traveled a lot before the plant opened to learn a lot about what they expect.
That's your platform to get you higher.
Yes. Safety was a big thing. And we traveled all across the South visiting other plants, some schooling and involved and stuff like that. And from there, it wasn't a lot of minorities there.
Right.
I think me and 3 other people was there.
Out of all those employees.
Yes, yeah.
Woo.
So coming from New Orleans, it was a culture
Little
shock.
pepper in the salt.
Yeah, yeah. Working wise, it was a culture shock.
Right.
But I adjusted. And within 3 years of just working, going on my off days, and learning everything about the safety of the positions, and I got into a point. I worked in a drying department. I was the only employee that could run every machine from forklift to everything.
Really?
In my MGR management, stuff like that. So I applied for supervisor.
Okay. And got it.
I didn't get it the first time.
Right.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Right, but I went back and got it.
I did. And they gave me my they gave me my feedback why I didn't get the job. They hired a guy from one from South Carolina, and the other one got my job was from Jacksonville.
Okay.
They hired outside the area. And so I was disappointed. I was hurt. You know, I'm like, man, I deserve that.
Been there, done that, got the T-shirt. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So, you know, and they had a feedback session with me. And that feedback session really, it changed my life.
Come on.
You know, I went in there expecting them to tell me, you got this job. Because I didn't know.
But you did.
Everybody told me nobody's more qualified than you.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it. And they say, well, we're sorry, we're not able to offer you the position at this moment. And I'm like 24 now.
Oh my God, still a baby.
What?
Still wet behind the ears.
I don't cry.
Oh my God.
It's hard for me to cry. I mean, it's really hard for me to cry.
Now you about to make me cry.
Man, I'm like, at the time, my wife was pregnant. Cory, he's 21 now. He was on the way. Had plans of purchasing a home and all this kind of stuff in the next year or so, and a lot of things were just I had lined up. And when they told me that, you know, and Miss Karen, she came over here hugging me. That didn't help.
Don't hug me. I ain't getting position.
But she said your peers saying you're a little bit too stern. That's it. I said, what do you mean too stern? And they went on telling me, giving me more in depth. They say everybody out there on that floor loves you, love you, love you, love you. But you know, she said
that conjunction will get you every time.
Exactly. I mean, if lumber coming through, and I know I'm good with numbers, and when that lumber's not coming through, I know we're not making money.
Right.
And I'm counting board foot per minute, per hour, and all this kind of stuff. This is how we get our bonuses, all kind of stuff like
Absolutely.
that. So I'm looking at money ain't coming through for the company, ain't coming through for us. I get on the radio, hey, what's going on that till horse out there? And I'm not the supervisor. You know, but they're like, he be on point. But that's not my position.
I hear you.
Yeah, you know.
And some people can't deal with that.
Right.
I know where you're going. Yeah, some people can't deal with that. I understand that totally.
Yep. I mean, things will break down, machine go down, it's time to clean up or something like that. I'm getting it. I might be somewhere else where I didn't cross-train on my off day, helping somebody else, getting something going. I might get on the radio, hey, man, y'all gonna come help us do this? And they're like, man, ain't your job. And I'm like, okay, you're right. But y'all standing around.
Ain't doing nothing.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Come on now. Lord, in the morning.
Yeah, we working night shift too.
Jesus.
So it was crazy. It's stuff like that. And then I remember a guy, his name Don Davis. He was the dry-in superintendent over my department. And actually he was dry-in manager. He was over the whole department. He was in on that feedback. And he was like, Cory, I watched you since you came out here. I was in your interview. You might not remember.
Really?
5 years ago. And he was telling me, he said, man, only way you can just go is up. And he said, we want you a part of this team. We want you a part of the company. And he said, but those are things you need to work on.
Right.
And he told me these words right here. This brought the tears. He told me, he said, we live by decisions we make. He said, that's good and bad. And I say that all the time.
Chills just went through me then, man. Oh, God.
He said, we all live by decisions we make. He said, you're not getting this job based on the color of your skin. You're not getting on this job based on what you did wrong or even things you did right. He said, everybody has to live by decisions they make. He said, you could take this feedback and it could take you all the way down. We might never see you in this process again. Or you can go right back out there, be accountable for what you
exactly.
Gave you, and you can just prepare, be right back in this position when it's
comes up again.
So I did that.
And got that position.
It changed my life.
Well, now you said that, you know, he told you to do what now? To own up. It's really.
He told you own up.
To what you were doing.
Right.
You can take that and grow from it.
Right.
Because, you know, sometimes we run into people. People like to put you in the negative.
Right.
I'm sure you've experienced that.
Right.
Instead of patting you on the back, say, okay, you can, just like that supervisor told you, said, now you can do this, you've got all of this, you can make this happen.
Right.
So you didn't take that. You prepared to go to shed tears when you see where your error was to go back and make it. But you know how some people, I bet you that, no, you ain't gonna do. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's words, just like a knife, they cut.
Right.
Words can hurt. And there's some people, look what you did. You turned that. What he was telling you, I always tell people this, don't accept criticism as something bad.
Right.
Criticism is help. I learned that from a guy years ago, Gene Schenkel, rest his soul, told me, he said, girl, you got what it takes, but you can't handle me telling you when you're wrong. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But the fact of it is, you took that and look where you are today. Go on with your story.
It changed my life.
I had to just get that in because I know how people are.
Well, I took that and it didn't just change me on the job. It changed me with my friends, the way I made decisions, things, goal setting and stuff like that. If you want it, you got to go get it.
Absolutely.
You know, if you want it, you got to go get it. But you got to decide if you want it or not. Now, if you decide that you want it and you lay the plan and the pad down, it's time to execute, but you get detoured or you get thrown off, well, you still got to live by that decision of even getting off.
Absolutely.
So at the end of the day, I ended up talking to my dad about it, and he was like, at that time, right before I'd apply, most of the supervisors came from what we call the greatest chain. You got to learn that lumber. 20-foot boards coming through all day, all night, all day. You got to grade it. This is what's going to Home Depot. This is what's going to Lowe's. You got to be on point. We got the Southern Pine Bureau Inspectors, SPIB. They coming in. They down there checking boards in the middle of the night from time to. They pop up 2 times a month. You know when they come in.
Get out of
And
here.
if it's not on point, you got to go.
What you mean you got to go?
You got to get off the greatest chain.
Oh, sucker now.
Yeah, you're hurting the company. You know, you got to be accurate, precise. And we grade several hundred thousands per night. And it's just coming on. And we physically, you got to grade it, mark it, and it goes into the chain. So I say that because most of the supervisors and management come from that chain. You got to know.
I got you.
The knowledge of the wood,
right,
and where it's going, and stuff like that.
You know, when all that place about this, where's international paper?
Right.
I'm thinking paper, but you know, paper come from wood, right?
Right, right.
I mean,
a lot of sheds went to the paper.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? I'm just getting a lot of this. It's not that I just didn't know. I'm learning today. Right. But you know what? And I'm going to talk with Cory about something. We got to go run for a break right about now. But I want to talk to you about, because I see all through this conversation, he's been talking about my family, my wife, my kids.
Right.
That foundation, my mother, my father.
Yes.
Okay, that foundation, and you have been that family man.
Yes, ma'am.
Ever since I've met you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ever since I met you when I moved here.
Right.
But listen to that, we're going to talk more about that. But listen, don't forget now, Pensacola Park and Recreation, they are the sponsor of this show. Now, they got a lot of things coming up. I don't think there'll be much, no movie night tonight, because
that rain.
that rain is coming. But look, I just want to thank them for being a part of the hottest spot in Pensacola. That is Sunshine's Corner right here at Blab TV.
Empire Truck Sales, located at 2255 West Detroit Boulevard in Pensacola, is your Freightliner, Western Star, Detroit Diesel, and Cummins dealer for Northwest Florida. Open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., Saturdays and Sundays, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., providing sales, service, and parts. Empire Truck Sales is also your Oasis dealer for Freightliner custom chassis RV and motorhome repairs. Running I-10 will get you in.
Many who consider facial plastic surgery are concerned their results will look unnatural. But with over 20 years of serving the Pensacola community, his thousands of satisfied patients have made Dr. Derek Jones a trusted reconstructive and facial plastic surgeon known for industry-leading results that look natural. Call 850-484-FACE to schedule a consultation at one of our locations in Pensacola and Gulf Breeze.
I'm Dr. Derek Jones. Trust your face to a facial plastic surgeon.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services is a one-stop shop because you can come get your windshield replaced, and right behind that replacement at the same appointment, we will calibrate the cameras, and when you leave, everything's ready to go. There's no need to go to the dealership, or there's no need to come back for another appointment. We just take care of it at one time. We put the customer first, and we strive to do everything right the first time.
Lloyd's Glass and Correct Calibration Services, your one-stop shop with same-day service.
Animal Allies is looking for volunteers, and there are many ways that you can help. From taking care of cats to using your computer and social media skills, any and all assistance is greatly appreciated. We have morning and afternoon shifts every day or help at adoption events. You can even foster a kitty at home. And it counts towards community service hours for bright futures. Find Animal Allies Florida on Facebook and Instagram, or go to aaflorida.org/volunteer.
It's Friday, so welcome back to Sunshine's Corner. Having a great conversation with Cory today, and I tell you, I'm learning so much, Cory.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm learning so much from you, but I gotta say this, and I want the listening audience to tell me, say, you're not in radio anymore. Stop saying you're listeners.
Right? Exactly.
I want the audience to know that I've noticed something else, because I believe in the foundation.
Yes, ma'am.
Ever since we've been talking, your wife, your kids.
Right.
Your wife, your kid. We know my wife, and then my wife, and then my kid, then we had the kid on the way. But you see, that family foundation, and I've seen you and your wife together. I mean, I know how you guys work together, but I just wanted to commend you on that.
Right.
Because I think that's something strong.
Right.
For us to just realize that.
Exactly.
Hold that family together.
Exactly.
It's not gonna be peanut butter and jelly every day.
It's not.
Hello, it's not
Right?
gonna be peanut butter, but
Yeah.
you got to want that family enough to get there to keep that peanut butter and that jelly swabbed over that
Exactly.
bread. You understand what
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
saying?
That's facts.
And I commend you for that.
I appreciate that.
Young man that growing, but everything you do, you base it right back to your family. My
Right.
wife, my kids, my wife, my kids.
Yeah.
Thank you. But keep telling me about that story now, how you went on out to the paper company and the next step.
Oh, yeah, that next step that led me to where I am today is that process changed my life from that, like I said, that greatest change.
Mm-hmm.
And it was known, it was sold, that's where management come from.
Right.
And I got to a point I really wanted to move up in the company.
Mm-hmm.
And when I didn't get that job,
Come on
you
now.
know, they reference, hey man, you got what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, hold your head up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in tears. I'm just being honest. I'm in tears, and I ain't cried like, man. I mean, I'm in tears. I got like several people around me just letting me know, hey, look, you can do this.
Right.
So moved on from there, and the guy, my supervisor, also was in there. Alan was in there. And Alan would say, hey man, you just won Grade of the Month for 26 months straight. And
Ooh, look at the
he
chills
said-
that's going through me again,
and
yo.
I'm not thinking of that accomplishment.
Right.
You know, it varied from person to person every month. You have 8, 9 graders on each shift. You got 3 different shifts. And one person gets the grade of the money. He said, man, you just, from the time you stepped on it, you won it from day one to the time you trying to leave it. And that's 26. And that right there told me, you're like, man, I set my mind to do that.
You can do
I
something.
can, yeah.
Do something for
just
yourself.
carrying that same energy on. So I got personal feedback from my coworkers and stuff like that. And I went home, like I say, talked to the wife.
There you go. See,
Talk
got to
to-
talk to the wife.
Yeah, my parents, talked to
Uh-huh.
them and all kind of stuff like that. And my daddy said, he said, son, you built for this. Flat out like that. So I just went back. The job came available 9 months later. This guy was actually moving. He got another promotion. My supervisor, one came from Jacksonville. He got another promotion in South Carolina to go in upper management.
Right.
And so it came back open again.
Uh-oh.
But what they did was I applied again.
Uh-oh.
I applied again.
Uh-oh.
And these opportunities don't come around often
I hear
like
where
that.
you going.
You know? And I applied again. And I know I had made a big change. I heard it, people told me and all that kind of stuff. And I applied, went through the whole process again. And sum it all up, they came back and told me I had the job.
Come on now.
I had
Come
the
on,
job.
Jesus.
Right? Yeah, so just doing that. And but my love, I had a situation that happened probably about a year in on a job. They put me on a crew cause it was C crew at A, B, and C. And it was very challenging. C crew was the worst crew.
Ever.
It was a very non-productive.
So A, B, and C. So A is in the morning, B is in the afternoon.
It rotated.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it rotated. You might be on days, you might be on nights in a couple of weeks. The schedule just rotated. Everybody worked either days
You
or
had
nights.
to get
And-
a part of it.
Yeah, it was
Right.
3 shifts. And I came from B crew. It was the #1 crew from day one.
Uh-oh.
So we just rolled. We kicked butt all the time.
Right.
And they put me on C crew, which people call the handicap crew, where all the new hires go. You know, the least experienced supervisor goes there, and I'm like, man. So I'm thinking, I'm getting my crew. I lost my supervisor.
Oh, you thought you were going to get the crew that you had?
Yeah, B crew. I'm thinking, because my supervisor just took that job.
Right.
So, man, I'm like,
Wrong
so
answer.
they took A crew supervisor, put him on B crew since we was doing good so much. And it took C crew supervisor, put him on B crew. So he got a promotion just coming to a great crew. So I'm like, man, next thing you know, they say, we're going to sign you to C.
C.
And I'm like, whoa. Now, I know some of the people. I don't know many of them, you know, so I know it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a big challenge. So I went to C crew starting out. And then on C crew, I think, this is the first day they introduced me to the team. I had 30-something guys.
You had 37 C's.
Yes. And you got to mind you, I'm like 23, 24.
Oh, still a baby right behind these.
Yeah, I'm the youngest in the room, and they put me in charge of all these adults, you know, and you got to think about it. I'm not part of the county, so I'm not seeing many people look like me.
Of course.
You know, I'm just being honest.
Uh-huh.
You know, but I'm open.
That's right.
Go in there, and first day, a guy called me a boy. He said,
Oh Lord.
first in the
Motor C crew call you a boy?
yeah, it was an older guy. It was a guy, Mr. Merritt. He was older at the time. He was in his 60s. And we had the plant manager, department manager, human resource, and the supervisor leaving the crew. They was introducing me to the crew during the safety meeting before the shift started. My first shift.
Right. He did that early on?
Yeah, he did it day one.
Oh,
Like
you
they
poor
was soon
baby.
up meeting, they all sitting around, and everybody just quiet. And I'm just looking. I'm like, excuse me. And I'm like, okay. He said, first of all, boy, we don't run it like that here. I'm like, so I look. I'm talking to one lady, Miss Peggy. He over here to my right, and I heard him. I said, did I just hear what I just heard? So I'm trying to still be professional.
There you go.
So I looked at him.
Sometimes it's hard.
And I set my clipboard down. I'm taking notes. My laptop is sitting to the side, so I'm taking notes. And I had to stop taking notes. I put the laptop down. So I had to be careful how I address them, because I got the plant manager in here.
Uh-oh.
I got all these people, like, they didn't say nothing.
Did they hear it?
Yeah, everybody heard it. First of all, boy, we don't do it like on this crew, like
that.
Yeah, it was first day, and I'm like, oh wow. So
What I got to do?
instantly turned to him. I said, your name, sir? I'm Marriott. I said, I'm Knight, Mr. Knight, and you gonna be Mr. Marriott.
Okay.
I said, I don't do disrespect, sir. And so I went to telling him like that. Well, I didn't mean it. I said, sir, I don't do disrespect.
Come on now.
I had to let you know. And I said, in those tones, that man said, we're not gonna run that on C Crew like that. So he's telling me how they do. I'm saying, we're not gonna be like that on C Crew. So it just set the tone right off top.
You set the tone. They
Right
call me Mr. Tibbs.
Exactly. But it's crazy because that became one of my best buddies.
Okay, but you know what happened?
Yeah.
When
yeah.
you set your foundation,
Right.
You said, okay, now we're not going here.
Right.
We're not going to deal with this.
Right.
Now you got the choice, just like the conversation was dealt to you.
Right.
Now you got to deal with what you dish out.
Right.
When you told him this is how it's going to be,
Yeah.
he understood.
Exactly.
He got it.
Yeah, and then they sent us to so many classes and schooling for the position afterwards. I
Right.
kind of skipped over. We had to go different places, Virginia, for conflict management courses and classes and stuff like that, how to de-escalate situations, resolve them. So it kicked in right away day one.
There you
know?
go.
So, I just told them how we was going to do it. They
Right.
gave me full power to run that crew.
Come on.
And we did it, and long story short, A Crew became the #1 crew within like 4 months.
Come on now.
After never leading in production and
There
stuff
you
like
go.
that. So regional managers came in after like a year, like, what did y'all do? What y'all
Okay.
doing? What did this crew doing down here like that?
That's right.
And they came in, set me in the office. I was in my office with them. I went in the plant manager's office, and I just told them what I was doing. I said, you know what? I'm just being myself. I involve myself.
There you go.
I'm not one to tell everybody what to do. I get involved.
That's right.
And he's like,
You're
well,
the
how
example.
could you do that? I said, well, before I became the supervisor, I know how to run every machine, every forklift. And so I relieved them on breaks. So when we rolling, I don't have this one relieved now. I'm relieving everybody
There you
unless
go.
something go wrong.
Exactly.
And I'm like, hey man, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. We got 2 hours left. We got to get this done. And get that forklift coming around here to this
Right.
tool hoist and get this in the end feed and keeping the morale up.
Exactly.
Morale up.
Exactly.
So anyways, that stayed up and it reflected in the numbers.
That's good. That's good. But you know what? The message that you're really conveying. School ends coming up for this year. I think
Yes,
the last day is next week.
Next week.
Next
Right.
week. But you see, for the young people who are out there who want to get a career, or even if you go out to international paper, wherever you go,
Right.
I've learned this. Unless you own it, then we're gonna go to that.
Right.
Unless you own it, you've got somebody you got to answer to.
Right, you do.
To put your best foot forward and do not allow, and notice something else that Cory did. He had to change the people he hung around.
Of course.
He had to change those people that he hangs around with, but yet and still you were setting your foundation all the way back when your mama said, buddy, you got to go.
Yes.
You got to go where your father is so you can get this right. But the foundation was set so that you can be where you are today. And I want to encourage all of the young people, the parents who are watching today, allow your kids to tap into that power that they're passionate about.
Right. Exactly.
And create that power because, as my mother would say,
preaching.
nobody gonna give you nothing.
Nope. You preaching.
Nobody gonna give you nothing. So allow them to tap in, but let it be something positive, because I believe idle minds get into idle trouble.
Right. That's right.
And with these kids getting out of school next week, now this summer is going to be rough. Right. I mean, because all the stuff out there that's going on
right now. Yeah.
And you see, with you being a mentor in the community, and you're not a talker, you're a doer.
Right.
I have watched you. I've seen you at events. The things that you do, a lot of people talk, and you can't just give me or say, okay, I'll make this donation. No.
Right.
Money don't move it every time.
It don't. That's the reason why I don't attend a whole lot of meetings, if you notice that.
Hello.
I've went to them, and just like you say, it's a lot of talk goes on, and no follow-ups, no actions. I just feel like a lot of people just really, I don't know. I don't want to be negative or anything, but
you're not doing that. You're telling the truth.
Yeah, nothing really moves.
You're telling the truth.
Yeah, so that's the way I always operated within my business. I do most of the things alone.
Exactly.
By myself.
Action speaks louder than words.
Right.
And you know, sometimes I think, sometimes when we get to that stage in our life, sometimes we allow, oh, this is mine now, so I can, you know, you get that attitude that you have to learn that you can have that attitude,
right,
for it to be successful.
Exactly.
And when you give something to somebody that wants to help them, it shows. It shows. Look at you.
Yes, ma'am.
You're the perfect example. Right. We'll be back, because I tell you, he's got a story to tell you now. We've been telling you all the way up to that, but look by his doing the things he had to do, changing his surroundings, tapping into that power that he is certainly great at, and watch what he's doing today. I can't wait till you hear the remainder of this story. So you keep it here, the hottest spot in Pensacola, Sunshine's Corner, Blab TV. Need a new outfit for a special occasion? Look no further than Viola's Men's Apparel. Viola's has been providing the latest styles and accessories in Pensacola for over 20 years now. We have clothes for every occasion, and we offer consultations and group discounts. You can trust that our care, quality, and class will be unmatched. Viola's Men's Apparel, for all of your menswear needs.
This is Wayne at Icon Automotive in Robertsdale, Alabama, and I wanted to tell you more about our Powertrain Warranty Forever. It comes with any vehicle we sell that has 80,000 miles or less at no additional cost to you. We put our vehicles through a tough safety and mechanical inspection before it can have the Powertrain Warranty Forever, giving you a peace of mind with your purchase. This warranty is good anywhere in the country, and it covers 100% of parts and labor with no mileage limit, and is covered as long as you own the vehicle. Come pick out your dealership car at non-dealership pricing with the Powertrain Warranty Forever at Icon Automotive.
Watch a new episode of Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m., hosted by Sergeant Melanie Peterson and David Craig. Your tips may be eligible for a cash reward, featuring items about officer training, various aspects of police work, and crime prevention information. You'll hear about upcoming family-friendly engagement events as well. Don't miss Crime Stoppers Wanted Fugitives every Friday at 6 p.m.
Hi, my name is Brett McCabe. This is my wife Tanya, and we're the owners of Pensacola AC and Auto Service Center.
From the moment you walk in the door, we are here to take care of you. Honesty and excellence are the standard of our team. Our goal is to give you peace of mind from oil changes to AC repair. All of our repairs come with a 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. We have a clean, welcoming waiting room with free Wi-Fi. When you leave here, you will have peace of mind. Come visit us and experience auto repair from people who care.
A beautiful Friday, yes it is. Now don't forget, now call us up at 850-432-7768 because we're having a few technical difficulties with my iPad. And maybe it said it's Friday. You had all these texts coming in a week. I'm going to let you be today. Right. But you can call to be a part of this conversation at 850-432-7768. You can talk to Cory because we're going to step in now. All of that transaction, we're just about to step in how you became your own boss.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, finish up the story because I want them to see how you transition from making all this money and then to making all this money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To make it up. And this is a way that young people, I think, today, everybody can't rap.
To the point.
I mean, no.
You're right.
Everybody can't rap. Everybody can't get out there and go, no. Right. Everybody can't sing. Everybody can't play basketball. Everybody can't play football.
True.
Get that knowledge you got up here
Exactly.
Everybody got knowledge that you can use to do something else. And like you said, working quietly sometimes. Don't tell everybody what you're doing.
Exactly.
They'll try to tear you down.
They'll try to tear you down. Pick what you're doing and want to do it themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, I ran into that. I have learned. I even put one down on social media. I said, "Oh, keep your secrets to yourself, because you
That's
look
right.
there using it."
That's right.
And then your face smiling.
Yep. The idea came from you.
Yes. I mean, God, I've run into that.
Yeah.
But Cory, I want to say that because, you know, it was Willow who first introduced me to you.
Okay.
I think I came when you were at your house.
Right.
That's where I came first.
Way back.
Way back.
Right.
And then I said, oh my God, Willow, he told me about you. But then I look at you today, even you've moved on from, you were working in the corporate world.
Right.
Now you're working into your own corporate world.
Exactly.
Tell us how you got out of that corporate world into your own.
Okay. During that time, I always was into art, creativity, and just fixing stuff and just stuff like that. So during those last final days at International Paper, I think that last year and a half, I got my first laptop. You know, and laptops were just coming out.
In, man.
Yeah, and I was like, man, you telling me I could take this computer wherever I go? So it was cool. But that laptop helped change what I'm doing today. I still have that laptop too. And I would take that laptop to work, and while everything running smooth, I'd be in my office designing. Photoshop had just came out, and I'm playing with it, and I'm tapping into my creativity side, you know. And I started doing the company shirts, designing them for safety for International Paper.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm creating a little design. I'm designing the signs. I don't have a printer, so they having someone else here in Pensacola to print. But that was foundation. And then I had some friends, some co-workers that were like, man, you're pretty good at this. You're pretty good at this. And I'm like, yeah, man. And this was early. It really started in 98, 97 started. And then when I got my first laptop around 2000-ish, and then I just was going on, I'm like, okay, this is pretty cool.
Right.
You know,
that's that laptop you take there where you can design how you want to.
Yeah, I'm going from drawing it to doing it on the screen.
Right.
And I went back to Pete Moore Chevrolet on my off days, and I'm like, hey, my guy Andy Hayes, shout out to Andy Hayes, he's one of the top salesmen over there. Carmichael, and I even met with Pete, you know, Pete Moore. You know, I let him know what I was doing, and was it okay to come back and just design business cards on my off days from that International Paper.
Stepping into your own power. Okay.
Yep, people I know. I had some homeboys that cut hair, barbers, and I know some females done hair, beauticians. So I went to reaching out to a lot of people I know and say, hey, I'm gonna start doing these business cards on my off days. Start doing that, and then I'll be leaving work, and then I'll stop in Cantonment early Saturday morning when I'm getting off and go to their football games.
Get out of here.
Taking the digital cameras, the screen was half an inch. You know, I had one, and I'm taking pictures of the kids. And it was some of my co-workers' kids that played for Cantonment. So long story short, I'm creating fancy designs and coming back and showing them with their name and all kind of stuff. This is not even 2000 hardly yet when I'm doing this part. And they're like, wow, man. So my co-workers was really influencing me to go ahead and say, hey, you probably could have a career in this. You know, and I'm like, man, just like that. And that went on for like a couple of years, and I'll start doing more and more and more. Now I'm building a clientele base outside of International Paper. You know,
now you still doing International Paper at this time?
Oh yeah,
right?
I'm supervisor there. Yeah, and I'm on my off days. I'm beating the streets.
Right.
You know, then it went from postcards, flyers, brochures, and all this kind of stuff.
Building your foundation.
Yeah. So I had a foundation built, and I wasn't making much money compared to what I was making. But I seen the promise. I seen the potential what it could do. So
You've been to the mountaintop.
Right.
You looked over to the promised land.
Yeah. Yeah, it was no one doing it.
Right.
You know, it was just no one doing it. It was an open market. I'm like, okay. So I had a situation on the job where we reported to work. I had my safety meeting, went over the plans for the night, how we're going to do whatever we're going to do.
Right.
We come out of the meeting and we go out there on the floor, trying to fire everything up, get it going. And I like to start up at least 5 minutes early, get all the stuff lubricated, running and stuff, just in case any kinks in anything.
Right.
Sonshine, we couldn't start nothing.
The whole place was stopped.
Whole place shut down. We didn't know why it wouldn't come on. So fast forward a little bit. That was at like 5 minutes to 7. We're supposed to start running at 7 to 7 in the morning.
Was this 7 at night?
7 at night, yeah, to 7 in the morning. This is the night crew. And we
machine
not
wanted
knowing
to
what's
sleep.
going on. Yeah, right. And the place is clean from the crew before. They cleaned up before they left. Like, okay, we down. We're down for an hour. We're down for an hour, 2 hours. It's 9, going on 10 o'clock at night. So you have to follow certain protocol. When you're down X amount of time, you have to notify certain people as that time go on.
Right.
So I went back to my handbook. I made sure, I knew it in my head, I just want to make sure I was accurate.
Of course.
In contacting the right people.
Right.
So I got maintenance involved, I got electricians involved, and I know these guys just from the management meetings.
Of course.
So I'm calling the top dogs, and they're not figuring it out, so I'm calling the other ones that home off right now.
Right.
And I'm getting them all in here. We're at midnight now. We're at 1 o'clock.
Still not working.
Still not working. This half of the shift gone, and that 5th hour you're supposed to notify the department manager.
Right.
It's up to him to notify the plant manager.
I got
That's
you.
not my job.
That's right.
I contact everybody, and we sitting around looking crazy. So my department manager, he did not want me to send people home. He said, "We get it up. We got to make the best out of the night." So I got that. We was losing millions at this time. I mean, literally. Yeah, we losing.
Man, we said cheers went through my head.
Yeah,
man.
we losing not hundreds of
Millions.
thousands. We into mills right now. You know, this is 500 some thousand board foot just ain't ready.
Right.
So anyway, so the situation escalated because that morning we didn't run nothing all night. We at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. We get off at 7. The shift in at 7.
Right.
And I'm there with management the whole time. I have literally like 30 guys. Like 30 guys. They calling their people in to come figure out what's going on over here. So I'm in a cluster of everybody, and here comes somebody notified the plant manager. And I'm pretty sure it was my department manager. He comes in probably about an hour before we shut down, about 6 o'clock that morning.
So he didn't get up.
He didn't even get the word.
Get out.
My manager didn't contact him in a time
Like he should have.
He should have. He comes in there, and he finds out that we didn't run anything all night. He just was told in the middle of that we had a major problem in the drying.
Right.
That man came in there and he called me out in front of everybody off the top. As soon as he got there, I'm standing there, had my clipboard, taking all the notes, had my radio on and everything. And he didn't even come to me. He just, out of everybody, he walked in the middle. "Where's Cory?" I'm right here. "What the hell happened here? Why you didn't contact me? Why you not?" I say, "Damn, looking." So I'm like, started for a minute. I said, "Sir, remember that same conversation we had a couple years ago about respect? I'm staying on that right there."
Exactly.
Yeah, that's something we gonna get right.
Right.
You know, and he looked at me like, "Well, we didn't got to talk here. You meet me in my office in 5 minutes."
He said all this in front of all the employees?
He said that in front of, I mean, we had everybody. I can't even name all the departments, from shipping to till hoist to front end loaders to maintenance, electricians, they head guys, they management, they superintendent, everybody, all the big dogs are in there. And I said, matter of fact, I'll be down there when I make it, but make sure you're ready for me when I get there.
Sucker, yo.
That's what I told him. I said,
That's
make
right.
sure you're ready for me when I get there.
There you go.
And
Don't disrespect me in front of everybody.
So he went on talking to them for a few minutes. I'm still standing there. He walked off. So I know he was waiting on me to come to his office. And I said, all right. So right before he left, I stayed there. Like I said, he wanted me to come.
He wants you to come on his dime.
Yeah, it's on his time. So I'm at a point, I'm ready to just go home at this point and not even come back at this point. I don't do disrespect.
Right.
You know, so he walked off and he left. And as soon as he left, Sonshine, it was maybe a minute later, we found out that the electricians on a shift before installed a relay button, a relay reset button, reset button, just in case any metal came through that wood, the metal detector would pick it up.
That's where the problem came from.
And shut everything down before it get in the heads and tear the heads up in 1 hour man machine.
Right.
It was a button, a reset button that they installed, and the
on
supervisor,
the shift before you.
The supervisor didn't tell me. He didn't send me no email. He didn't tell me nothing. I seen him and everything. He left before when we came in there.
He knew.
Yeah.
When he
I
found
really
out.
think he forgot.
He probably forgot, but what I'm saying is, instead of coming to your aid to say, okay, this is what we did,
right?
He didn't do it, did he?
Right. And he was the one to tell us that his crew is coming in the morning again.
Right.
His crew is coming in the morning again, and he finding out we didn't even run. He like, well, did y'all hit the reset on the in-feed? And digital panels were just coming out, and they just put a brand new digital panel in there. He was trained on it before he left. He was supposed to relay that to me. He didn't do it. And you just walk over there, press that reset button,
and that was it.
It turned green, and it fired the whole.
I think I would have done the same thing you did. I probably would have left too.
Yeah, was. I'm like, man, you telling me all of this? Mills laws behind a button and miscommunication.
Wow. And you said something powerful there. Miscommunication.
Right.
Communication is the key with anything.
Right.
And it's a way that you can communicate. You can be diplomatic.
Right.
With any and everybody.
Right.
I always say this: a dog deserves respect.
There you go.
Because if you kick a dog long enough, he's gonna bite you.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Treat you right too.
Exactly, they're gonna treat you right. But I'm saying that to say that I see your platform on what made you become the man that you are today. And we're gonna go to break, and when we come back, we're gonna tell you how it came to be Step Above, and then how it came to be Who Dat. Because he went through all of that to get him right here. We got all the info for you. Very, very strong conversation that can also propel you to do something on your own right here on Sunshine's Corner.
I just remembered it's election day. Are you going to vote?
I don't know. I don't think I'll have time today.
Millions of eligible voters in America never make it to the polls or even register to vote. When you don't vote, you're letting other people make decisions for you and pick the things your taxes will pay for. Voting is more than a civic duty. It gives you a voice about the priorities and the future of your community and our nation. Voting gives you a seat at the table.
Do you want to create but don't know where to start? Our new fabric line will inspire you. If you can dream it, we can help you make it. From using kits that include everything you would need, to taking classes to create something more personalized, Daryl's is the place for you. No matter if you're just beginning or experienced, Daryl's has you covered. Find us at 6705 North Davis Highway. Open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday and 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Saturdays.
The Reesburg Institute, Pensacola's ear, nose, throat, and voice center. We welcome you to visit us at our convenient Davis Highway location in Pensacola. At the Reesburg Institute, we offer the most advanced treatment available in a calm, stress-free environment. Since 2014, we've performed over 1,000 cases in office of balloon sinus surgery, as well as septoplasty and nasal procedures using oral sedation. The in-office procedures result in a faster healing time. Visit us and feel the difference.
Hello, my name is Eric, and this was my first visit to Little John's. The selection, the pricing here, and the customer service were outstanding. I would definitely recommend. The staff was very friendly, and they'll get you what you need.
Hi, this is John with Little John's Big and Tall here in Pensacola, Florida at 5700 North Davis Highway. Check us out at littlejohnsbigandtall.com, where we can take care of you with extra large up to 14X and large tall to 6X tall.
Wow, can you believe how time flies when you're having a good time?
Right.
I mean, but you know, when you've got something that's interesting that we've been talking offset about Cory's, how he became the staple that he is, because you've been an example to so many.
Yes, ma'am.
And tell everybody how you got, then when you moved from there to owning your own business.
Okay, yes. That situation propelled me, it motivated me to start my own. You know, you can't be replaced quick.
Mm-hmm.
And having miscommunication and misunderstanding and stuff like that, acting off emotions,
yep,
can be life changing.
Yes, it can.
So that changed my life.
I got
And
you.
when I learned that approach and knowing I can be replaced that fast with, you know,
Mm-hmm.
so I went on reaching out, like I say, to people I knew.
Right.
Just starting, got going. I started out with a little
You
Epson.
quit, right?
I did. Ended up
Okay.
leaving. I left about less than a year later.
Oh, wow.
I was already preparing myself to leave. Everybody just pushing me like, go do your thing, do your thing.
Right.
So I ended up starting my own business. That was, I got my first business license in 2005.
Get out of here.
Yeah, 2005 is when I got a business license. But I've been involved officially starting in 2005. And from there, it was just, man, it was exciting.
Exactly.
You know, I'm doing my own thing. I'm
Step
working from
above.
home. Yes, I started Step Above Graphics, and I had a laptop and an Epson printer. I have nothing else, and that just went into photography. I started doing video shoots, and just a whole lot, weddings,
Right.
and really, I was really the only one really doing
that.
So
Yeah,
what
of
you see
course.
today, I'm not saying I'm taking full credit of it, but I influenced a lot of those guys and
Say
ladies.
that again. You influenced.
Yes.
You hear this, parents?
Right.
Influence. Let those kids tap into that power, to that
Right.
special gift that they have.
Right.
So go ahead and I tell. And then you got the printing company. You do T-shirts. Then
Yeah,
you
it
start
went on
wrapping
doing
cars and everything.
T-shirts, and just overcoming challenges, having confidence in yourself, you can do it. Each product I added along the way, I had to learn it on my own. It just went from a business card to wrapping commercial vehicles.
Right.
You know, I have commercial accounts that I just deal
Of
with
course.
people on, just wrapping vehicles, commercial shirts. Long story there, but I've been blessed there. It's my 19th year. Next year will be 20 years with Step Above Graphics. And I have moved my shop to a new location here on W Street. I'm appointment based only now. So it helps me more. So I don't have the everyday stragglers, the people who don't know what they want.
Exactly.
This or that, or that. You know, it's
Wasting your
been
time.
a blessing. Yes. And
Exactly.
COVID hit, and then right before
Oh,
COVID,
my God.
we was prepping to start food bank. I wanted some New Orleans style food here, and I never could really have it since I've been here. Something authentic and real. Something is, you know, from genuine people with the real food.
Hot dog.
So
Who that?
Of course, I talked to my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, that'd be a great idea." And Pastor Beasley over at Living Word Church, I love her to death. She come into my shop all the time, and I ran the idea to her, and she like, "Cory, what are you waiting on?"
That's right.
Just those words right there, and I
That
told her
propelled
that
you to go on and make that.
Start
Exactly.
building a food truck, getting it going. COVID came, slowed some things down, but we launched it in June 27 of 2020. So it's about to be 4 years. But the food truck has taken on a brand of its own. I don't want to say it's the best on the coast.
Go ahead, say it.
It's the best on the coast.
Exactly.
That what everybody tells me.
Exactly.
And I'm only saying that because I've seen the growth. It's not a food truck, it's a restaurant on wheels. I look at it
Exactly.
like that.
Exactly.
And it's managed and ran like a restaurant.
Absolutely.
You know,
I
so-
want to congratulate you because when I saw that and the rapping that's on that, all the New Orleans, who that?
Yeah, who that?
I mean,
Yeah.
now I see the connection. You from New Orleans? That's
Yes,
why.
ma'am.
Who that?
Yes, man. That's where it came from.
And you know, and
Yeah,
I've seen you out at when those had those things out at Maritime Park, those
Yes, ma'am.
food nights.
Right.
Your line is rapped.
Yes, yes.
Every time I just go, "Hey, Cory," and keep going because
It's
rap.
truly taking on a brand of its own. We reached out to Biloxi, Gulfport, Mobile, all the way back this way, Panama City,
Get outta
Fort
here.
Walton. We're doing something somewhere else twice a month in other areas, just building a brand. Hoping to franchise or something maybe one day.
There you go.
You know, so we have some big news coming. You'll be one of the first ones I let know
Please
about
do.
that with Who That Po' Boys and stuff like that.
Tell
Yeah.
kids how they can start. Inspire some children today. Inspire some parents because school is going to be out, and they can start thinking on things today. How would you inspire young people today?
I would just say tap into what you're passionate about, what you love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, turn that into just an everyday hustle, everyday grind. Reach out to myself.
There you go.
Reach out to
you
myself.
go.
You know, because it's such a story behind just the process.
Mm-hmm.
But it starts with the belief, seeing somebody that's doing it, tapping into those people so you go through the learning curves and stuff a lot faster. But a lot of genuine multimillionaires start out with things just from an idea.
There you go.
But you got to be passionate about it.
Absolutely.
You know, not just I want to do this to make money, doing this to be better than someone else or
Right.
prove a point. You're doing it for the wrong reasons then.
Right.
You know, but those kids, I would say, number one, you live by decisions you make. I go back to those words.
That's right.
Live by decisions you make. Put those plans together, put the goals together, execute, and just follow through with your dreams and path. My daughter just told me she graduated next year. She don't want to go to college. And all she know is entrepreneurship. That's all she knows. There you go. She grew up in the shop. My son grew up in the shop. I wasn't mad. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
I was happy.
Your legacy moving on, living on.
Right. Do your own thing.
Exactly. And look at this though.
Yeah.
Your mother.
My mother, yeah.
Entrepreneur.
Yes, 36 years.
You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah, my
well,
dad.
You got that about your daddy?
Yep, 27 years.
Okay, foundation.
Yeah. Right.
And so therefore, what we're saying to you young people, you can do the same thing. And you know, I'll say that because I love it. Tap into that one thing that you're good at. That one thing that you just love to do.
Yes.
Tap into that.
Right.
And once you tap into that power, keep doing it.
Yes.
Don't look at it and make $1 million a day.
Yeah, the doors just gonna open.
It will.
More and more and more that you didn't even expect. It just God is good. That's what I just
God,
say.
He's so
great,
good.
man.
Lord, I wouldn't. Oh Lord, hallelujah.
God is good, man. You know,
I don't know where I would be without it, but I just want to thank you, Cory, for getting up early so we can tell the people how, especially the youth today, how they can do their own thing and live a prosperous life.
Right.
And you can be your own boss, but you got to do what? Live by what?
Live by the decisions you make.
Live by those decisions you make.
Yeah,
I tell you, it's been a fantastic day, guys, but when the time goes by that quickly, you know it's a great topic of conversation.
Right. Yes,
and all I can say is this. Who that, baby?
Who that?
It's Cory. But leaving you, my dear friends, as I do every single day, whatever you do, never, ever, ever lose your focus. You heard us talking about that. Keeping your focus and keeping God first. I don't care whether you believe that or not, because if you don't believe in something, you're going to fall for anything.
That's right.
So, but keep that focus in your mind. Keep God first and you'll be a total success. So until Monday at 9 o'clock for another day filled with nothing but sunshine right here at Blab TV. Do this for me. Know that I love you with a perfect kind of love. Keep shining while I'm gone. And make sure you tell somebody about the best show on the Gulf Coast, and that is Sunshine's Corner. Have a great weekend. Be safe. I'll see you then.